In this question, we need to be able to take a number, in this case 180, and write it as a product, which means numbers times together of its prime factors. So it needs to be prime numbers times together to get to our number 180. So first of all, what's a prime number? Well, a prime number is any number that can only be divided by itself and 1. So let's go through all of the first couple of whole numbers. 1's a prime number because you can only divide it by itself. 2 is a prime number because it only divides by itself and 1. 3 is a prime number because it only divides by 3 and 1. 4's not a prime number because 2's go into it. But 5 is the next prime number because it only divides by 5 and 1. 6 isn't a prime number because 3's and 2's go into it, but 7 is because only 7 and 1 go into 7. 8's not because 4 and 2 goes into 8. 9's not because 3 goes into it. 10's not because 5's and 2's goes into it. 11's a prime number. 12's not because 6 and 2 is 12. But 13 is another prime number, and it keeps on going. You get lots of them close together at the beginning, but then they get further and further apart. So any number can be written as a product, which means numbers times together of prime factors. And to find the prime factors for any number, you start with your number. So we'll start with 180, and we'll draw kind of an upside down tree underneath, and you'll see what that looks like. So we'll choose any two numbers that can be times together. Any two numbers times together to get 180. So I'm going to go for 10 and 18. And then you keep on splitting them up. So we're building up a little upside down tree. So two numbers times together to get 10, I'll go for 5 and 2. And for 18, I'm going to go for 9 and 2. If you get a prime number down at the bottom, then you can't divide it by anything else. So we just have to stick with that number. So 5's a prime number, 2's a prime number, 2's a prime number, but 9's not. I'm going to split that up into 3 times 3, because 3 times 3 is 9. And that has split it up into its prime factors. So we've got 2 marks so far. For the final one, we just need to write down our prime factors. So you could write down 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 5 is 180. Or a bit more neatly, we can write 2 times 2 is 2 squared, times 3, which is 3 squared, times by 5, and that would be equal to 180. So here we've taken our number and split it into a product of its prime factors. So if you've understood this, then there are 3 questions to work through on this link down here.